Hello, welcome to WDIE News Network, the news network with news to die for. Our hot story tonight is the death penalty. Let's go over to Taylor with the basics.
Thanks, Sarah. Today, the people are asking, should Michigan allow the death penalty? Deciding death penalty usage is a state issue because it falls under the 10th Amendment, leaving all undecided issues to the state. The purpose of government deciding on the death penalty is to promote the general welfare. Some people believe that they will be safer with the death penalty. Others do not. Back to you, Sarah.
Tonight, we will be talking with two well-educated and informed experts about the death penalty. We will first be interviewing Wanda, who was on the side of pro-death penalty. Later, we will be interviewing Rose, who is against the death penalty. Let's go to Barbara, who is giving the interview with Wanda right now.
Hello, Wanda.
Hello.
So I understand you're in favor of the death penalty.
Yes, I am. Did you know that it's 2 to 6 times more expensive to keep someone in jail without the possibility of parole for their life than it is to just have them executed? And also, the death penalty is only used in crimes where it is certain that someone has committed the crime. And prisons aren't fully safe either, because when you put the murderer there, they're just contained there. So all those other prisoners are just forced to be trapped in there with the murderer.
I didn't know that. Very interesting.
You know, Barbara, I like to think of our core democratic values, or CDVs, when I think about this. I mostly connect this one with life. And one definition of life that I like to use says that life is an individual's right to life should be considered sacred, except in certain highly restricted and extreme circumstances, such as the use of deadly force to protect one own or other's life. But death penalty is being used for murder, where they've already killed at least one person, so their lives have been endangered. So it's not just like, hey, you jaywalked, you get the death penalty, you're not going to jaywalk anymore. But it's used in a certain case just for those circumstances.
Do you have a visual you'd like to share with us?
Yes. You can see here, Michigan is in the minority number of states who do not have the death penalty. We're one of 15 states that do not have it at all.
Is there a specific court case in the past that you think would relate to this topic?
I do. I like to connect this to Gach versus Georgia. So Gach tried to rule that the death penalty violated his 8th and 14th Amendments, as it was a cruel and unusual punishment. The Supreme Court voted not in favor of him, because since he had committed a murder, they said that it was following some of the certain criteria that had to be met. Not that the state was just giving out the death penalty all willy-nilly or anything.
Now we'll be switching to Natasha, interviewing Rose for the anti-death penalty side. But first, to contradict Wanda's earlier claim that using the death penalty is cheaper than a life sentence, that is false. When you add in the cost of appeals, it really is not much cheaper.
So you are against the death penalty?
Yes, I believe the death penalty concerns the core democratic value of life. Did you know that since 1995, citizen approval of the death penalty has been trendingly going down? In 2012, only 60% of a poll group favored the death penalty, which is low compared to past years. It is also believed that 23 people were wrongfully executed during the 20th century. In another poll in March of 2015, 61% of people said that they think the death penalty does not deter serious crime.
Wow, that's a lot of information. Is there a court case that you feel like supports your argument for being against the death penalty?
Yes, Furman versus Georgia, June 29, 1972. William Furman was caught robbing a house. Yes, Furman versus Georgia, June 29, 1972. William Furman was caught robbing a house, and in his escape, his weapon went off, killing a resident. The death penalty was ruled unconstitutional for this case. This case supports my argument because the death penalty can often be too harsh a crime for the case it is applied.
Very interesting. Would you mind showing our viewers out there a political cartoon or any other visual that you happen to bring today?
Sure. Sure, this one is a favorite of mine. It shows how, as technology advances, so does the time capital punishment takes to kill its recipients, which negates the opposing side's claim of the death penalty being humane. Thanks for that great interview, guys. Oh, wait, this just in. We have a refutal message from Wanda on Rose's position. Go ahead, Wanda.
To contradict Rose's earlier statement that there was 23 wrongful deaths committed in the 20th century, I did some research of my own, and I ended up finding that 99.5% of all death penalty cases do end up going to a person who is deserving of the death penalty. Now I ended up finding the number of people from 1976 to the current year that have been killed with the death penalty. I took away all the years that were before that would not have counted in Rose's data, and when I times it by that 0.5%, I ended up only getting 6.17 deaths. Her number is nearly 4 times as much as mine is. Thank you for those great interviews tonight, ladies. We would like to thank you for tuning in to WDIE News tonight. WDIE News, the only news worth dying for.